Hello and welcome to the Endtimes TCG, and today we take a look at the VERSUS system from 2004, I guess. This is the Batman and Joker starter deck, everything I have right now, and I got this in 2004 for really cheap and kept these cards with me. I never found somebody who played with me, but yeah, I'm now trying to figure out if this is a good game or if it's a bad game, or what I like, what I hate. This series is called Great Artists Steal, Good Artists Copy, or vice versa. And mostly people say, okay, everything is a rip-off from Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering came up with everything. This is the beginning of the universe. But I assure you that Richard Garfield and other people are... Nothing starts in a vacuum. This is a trading card game. This is a game. It doesn't come from like here we have flesh and blood. Things do not just pop out from nowhere like here. People have an evolution, and things have a language, and this is very, very important because good things that evolve to stay, it just survives, and some TCGs fail and some still have a loyal fan base. I know that this has still a loyal fan base. And the question is why? The question is, why is this still in my hands? Why do I hold on to it? And we will go into these questions today. And what I love about it, what I think made it great. I got myself another starter. It's coming. It's Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. And I was betting on a bunch of cards. X-Men and Marvel and everything, but I didn't get it, and we will see what I will get instead. And another thing, I was starting out to try to make decks based on what I knew, what I wanted to do, and I was basing it on this game and on the World of Warcraft TCG, and then I came to find out that, like, for example, I won't do a blade deck, like that already exists and I can use it. But if I want to do something like a hero that hunts vampires and vampires, how should it look? How should the lands look, the spells, the equipments? And then I found out, or I knew kind of, that this game has also an update, a 2015 update that's called VERSUS, and it's a living card game, but we will go into that later. So what is this game about? This game is about VERSUS. It's superheroes. You can play Thanos, you can play the X-Men, you can play all these things. And this game, let's look at a Batman deck first. Like, you don't have a hero that you put out. The new games, the 2015, lets you pick a hero and lets you level that hero. Something I was or am thinking about that I want to implement in my card game, but it let you. But this game, you shuffle, and then you shuffle those cards, and then you have a deck like this. And what's great is you draw. The steps are cool because, like, you look who has the priority, and then two players, like each player, both decks, like let's say you have here, we play this game, and then this player draws 4 hand cards, and then you draw 4 hand cards, and then you look at your hand and you will say, okay, do I keep, do I not keep? We keep both. Then the player with a priority, let's say he has the priority, he starts, he draws 2 cards. But the cool thing about this game is every player draws now 2 cards. You go through the phases together. So everybody draws cards. And then he is the priority, and now we can look at this player's hand, and this is it's a kind of cool game. Like in Magic the Gathering, you have to play a land. You play a land, you play a creature, you tap it. That's cool. And now we come why it's all about this great artist steal and copy. I will tell you straight up, I will steal what I love and like, because it means I will chisel out my TCG out of that clay that I have before me, and I will not copy. Does it mean I will steal artwork or card frames? No, that's not what I mean. I will steal things I love and make it my own. And some things I have to say I like about this game, it's a card frame. At first I thought it's all empty and dead space, but I love the card frame. Do I love this art? Not so much. I like this card. Do I like that you have just flying and range, or that this is your attack value and defense value? Well, everybody gets this. Like, why do you have, like, they dumped it down. Now they made it like, in later versions, you had here your attack value, and then you had here your defense value. Come on. People are not stupid. This is your attack, this is your defense. Just learn it. And then this is your hand card. We're now everybody, like, we're both playing. Both players are playing, and I can now put down a resource. This is cool. Let's put down a resource. What can I use as a resource? We have places. I can put this down as a resource. I can put down, these are spells, plot twists. I can put down a hero, and there will come also equipment cards. And this is similar, very similar to the World of Warcraft TCG, that you have only 4 types of spells. I like that. It's very simplified. It's really cool. It's not too complicated. You can concentrate on what you want to do. Do I hate Magic the Gathering for that? No, I love Magic the Gathering also. But this is cool. It's simplified. Okay, I can put down everything I want as a resource. I could put down her as a resource, and then I could tap her. We will come to that. And then I could play something for 1. Let's say I put Mr. Freeze, and then in this game you don't need to tap. I will rant about it in a second. Let's say we tap it, we put down a Harlequin. There is a front and a back row, like this is the back row, this is the front row, and then they clash. But let's say we put down a land, or you put down a resource, and this works with threshold. You just put down resource here, and this produces just like, let's say, mana, like in Hearthstone. You just have this as a threshold. So first round we put down something, and then this player puts down something. Let's see. We have hand cards here. We have drawn additional cards because we started with 4. We drew 2, and then we put down this resource down, face down. But of course you can put it also face up if it's 1, but that means you have 1 mana in your resource pool, and then you reach the threshold cost. You see here the golden things are recruitment costs, and the gray things are just threshold costs. This means if you have 2 resources down here, you can also play spells from this place. If you reach the threshold cost, let's say this is a combat trick, a plot twist, something's happening here, Batgirl is battling something, then I say, okay, I want to activate this, and then things happen, and that's cool. And you can play as many as you want as long as you have the threshold cost. It's a different system, and I have to say I kind of like it. There's something that's a little strange, because let's say I use this, what then? Do I leave it face up? I mean, maybe. And in this game it's not required to tap, but let's say I play something for 2 and then I don't tap, and how do you know that how many resources I have? Because I have none. So why didn't I tap them or exhaust them? So that's stupid. If you have resources, you need to fucking exhaust them or tap them. I need to see what is happening on the game. Like, it's nice that you have threshold costs, it's nice that you don't need to see, but clarity is key in a game. So exhaust your lands. In later editions, or in a later edition, you can also put down creatures, and they then can be recruited from here. They have like reservist like here, and then you can play it from here, and that's very cool. Like, it's a cool system. Then something I have to rant about in this German cards here, it's called Loyalität or loyalty, and I don't know what it is. Like, the card doesn't explain itself. I have to read it somewhere else. I hate that. The card needs to explain itself. And then somehow for a newbie player, it could be also Loyalität or loyalty. And then I think maybe this behind this is what you're telling me I should do. Like, I don't know. I'm confused. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's not clear. But okay, let's say I have 2 lands out, or it's the first turn. I put a land out, he puts a land out, and then he has still the priority, and he plays a creature, and then you could put it in the front and in the back row. I don't want to go in all the details, but we skip this turn, or we go to the first turn. The cool thing is you can put something in the back row, in the front row. Things with flying could go over everybody. This is how your game will then look like. You have here your deck, you have here your graveyard, and I call it graveyard. I mean, I watched Metazoo, and it calls its things different other things, and I think it's complicated. It's just the language. This is a graveyard, this is a deck, this is a hero or ally. These are your resources. Why invent something new? I mean, why learn something new? This is a language. It's the language of trading card games, and this is what we're playing. Does it mean I have to put out something generic, or that I stole it from Versus or Flesh and Blood or Magic or something else? No, that doesn't mean it. But this is the language. Like, languages should be learnable, or maybe should be cool and easy to understand. And then, like, this is what it looks like. This is like your back row, your front row, and then everybody is going through the same phases. Let's say we put down some lands, I put down some heroes, then when I can play it. And the cool thing about this game is also, here's the equipment card. Like, it lets you do cool things. Every character, like, this is what I like about this game, is every character does something. And this character is a 1 mana, 1/1, and you gain 1 endurance. It's 50 life points versus 50 life points. This is a team you put together that fights another team. And I like it. And I like also this damage will go through. If you want to see the rules, check out another video, but I really love it. It has cool tactics. Every character does something. You draw every turn 2 cards, and let's say this was the first turn. Like, every player goes to the same thing. You put down a land. You draw 2 cards. This player draws 2 cards. You put down a resource. This player puts down a resource. You tap those resources, or this game you don't need to tap, but I would say tap it so that I know how much you spent or didn't spend, or if you have 1 mana left to cast a spell. But to cast a spell, you don't even need to tap mana, because these have just threshold costs, so you can play from your hand or from your, you don't need it. Maybe it makes sense. And then the player with a priority, this player can attack. I guess he can attack with every creature he has, and then he can attack a creature here. This could attack this, and then you can make some combat cards, and then you see which character wins, and this character maybe has a combat trick, and I power it up, and this character gets then stunned, and then this character attacks this character but loses or something like this, and then, or let's say this character is too powerful, these two can team attack this one, and it's really cool. I really like it. I will go in depth, and then you end your turn, and let's say if everybody had stunned characters, you can recover just one stunned characters, like just one can recoup, and then you pick mostly your strongest, and the rest goes back to the graveyard. But there are a lot of combat tricks. Every card does something. It's very exciting. If I have spoiler in my hand and I have spoiler in play, every creature or character is unique, but I could discard this into this and pump it +1/+1. Let's go through some cards. This video is getting long, but it's a cool game. You can pump Robin. You have your Huntress. Let's say. This is what I like. This is what I didn't like about World of Warcraft. Here, for 3 mana, you get a kind of powerful creature, and it does something. Each creature does something, and she has ranged. I could put her in a back row, and she can shoot. You have different lands. Every land does something useful, and it's really cool. It feels like you're playing power, and I like that. Like you're not getting trash, even though maybe you look at these cards and say, these are the trash cards, these are the starter deck cards, but I'm playing the starter deck and I'm already tasting power and awesomeness, and it's really cool. And I kind of like it, and I will tell you after this what I do also like about this game and why games like this are great. Like here, Batman. There is a Batman which I showed you in the first where is it? The foil Batman. Like if I have this Batman in play and then I play this Batman, it's a different version. The other Batman goes to the graveyard. This is like the 5 mana 9/9 with his cool ability, and then this is the 7 mana 7/7. It should be more powerful, but this Batman says you gain power equal to the hand cards in your hand, so mostly it can be a lot more powerful than this. And yeah, what I have to say, when I was looking through these cards, I'm not really that attached to the Marvel, to the Gotham Knights or to the Arkham Asylum guys. I don't know every of these characters. I'm not so much into Killer Croc or Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze I like, and it's a cool ability. But then when I saw like Spider-Man or the Marvel heroes, when I finally saw the Punisher or Blade, or when I saw the X-Men, that's where I really started to wanting to play this, because like this game allows you to, well, there's also no good and evil. You could also like mix Batman and the Penguin against Thanos and I don't know, Magneto, because like you and that's a powerful thing. You could experience stories and gameplay decisions. Like this game gives you the freedom that Man-Bat and Batman can fight against each other, because like Arkham Asylum people or this team affiliation gives you better synergy, but you could also play them together and play good and bad together against something else, and that is where this game then shines. And I also like the tactics. It's a cool game, and yeah, this is a 20-minute rant. And I will come now to an end, and I will do a couple of other videos on this. And yeah, so far I am liking it. I maybe am getting into it, even though it's a dead trading card game. But yeah, I see you.